everyone, welcome back to Let's Get On With It Gangsters Organized Crime. It was a rather exciting and eventful session last week. After returning to the game for the first time in several months, due to all of the busyness of last year, we have eliminated our hateful and wretched rival, Blue. They are no more. They no longer exist. They are dead, to all of us. And we've finally managed to take over some territory again, everyone. It's tremendous. We're definitely going to be building another office or two down here to solidify our control over this, but do keep in mind that we only have so many hoods that we can use, and it would be really impossible to keep control of all of this territory. Also note that, well, we have endured the sins and tragedies and knives and stones and whatever the fuck else from the others. For Orange and Green are at war with us too, as they have been at war with each other for quite some time. They continue to fight and struggle even now for control over this western part of the city, and perhaps even this section too, now that I've cleaned out Blue. There's no guarantee I'll be able to hold on to all this territory, but that's not really what's important. What's important, of course, is dealing with squealers. And don't you worry, Fernand. Or whatever the hell your name was. Fernand, yes. He will die. One day he will die. How much money do we have in the bank? We got tons of money in the bank. Let us bribe the mayor and tell him that we're our friend. Tiny bit lower with the music, Nova? Okay, Nova. Only because I like you. Tiny bit lower. Behold the field in which I've grown my fox. Alright. You're welcome. So, some people died. They're irrelevant. We've always got new gangsters that we're going to recruit for the meat grinder. I like you. Got some business potential, sir, as do you. For all the businesses we're going to be starting, really we should be focusing on, well, I don't know, trying to end this game, right? I think I'm just going to recruit everyone on this pool. There's not that many people anyway. We'll assign them later. Like right now. A few minutes. Let's see, the entire security team's still alive. The money bosses are still alive. This guy was on vacation. I think he was a bomber. It's hard to remember what past Grimith found amusing sometimes, everyone. Like, he's just full of jokes. And no one really cares for his jokes. Speaking of which, speaking of jokes or the lack thereof, I'm going to be starting a serious conversation topic with you folks. In a bit. We're going to wait for people to filter into chat. We're going to wait for folks to wake up and percolate, or whatever it is they might need to do, before I lob a serious topic at you all. And that'll probably end up being the primary engine, at least for a bit of today's conversation. Hello, Overlord. Dark Wolf. How's it going? How you doing? Music's always intense whenever you play this game, or in my particular case, whenever you play the music in a separate player, because the way you've set up trying to record this isn't quite working that well. Yeah, serious business. The anticipation of serious topic that will promptly lead to disappointment, I am sure. Okay. So, serious business team, I need for you to buy me some tenement blocks, if you would be so kind. I mean, I could end up just buying like a standard normal business, but what the hell, we'll buy a tenement block. We'll buy a tenement block here, basically act as like a front face for whatever actions I might take down here. In addition, we're going to buy a tenement block. I mean, we're not going to buy the one that we just bombed and blew up, because that would be almost rude, right? But I do want to buy an office down here, so we'll buy this tenement block. That's all I think we really need to take care of. We can handle... Let's go ahead and get you another vehicle, business team. Because I'm going to be sending you far and wide. Go ahead and handle exports from you as well, if you would be so kind. So we're setting up this second moonshine still. Okay, we could definitely have another speakeasy. Or 2 or 3. Look, we have a bomber right here. Like, we've suffered some losses, but damn it, there's a bomber right here. Look at that 4 explosives. I would not have put the hammer here separately otherwise. We'll probably be fine. You, try and collect from... just say no. I know it's going to be really hard for 10 of you to collect money from all of this. But do your best. Okay? Yeah, he's gonna totally do his best, and in no way, shape, or form disappoint Grimith. We need a second money team. Who's our highest intelligence person not currently in jail? You are tremendous, you're going to be a great money team. Money boss, too. Good work, Jelly. And we're just gonna stick whatever riffraff we can in there with you. We have so many hoods in jail. So many. Ah, that many, huh? That's all we had left, huh? Oh, security team. Need you guys to recruit. I've actually lost some of my recruitment spots. Because they were serving as fronts for me, and they have been summarily dealt with. That's okay, we'll recruit some more people. Also, Hammer, you need a car. Hey there, Lethal. How's it going, buddy? Good old pal, old friend. We'll be hanging out with Lethal later, everyone. I won't be broadcasting that, but, in 5-ish hours, he and I and some other members of the Clique will be gathering together and, doing some stuff on his channel. Yeah, Gangsters Organized Crime. It is a rather fun game, an entertaining one that I'm introducing to an audience base, some of whom have liked the game, and others wondering what the hell I'm doing playing this. It is very difficult to get this to record. We've done pretty well so far, having eliminated an entire gang down here. We are set to sweep over the city. Hell, I might even finish this session, though I doubt that. I do have a lot of money in the safe, but I need some more gangsters before I start cleaving into someone else's territory, and I kind of want them to keep weakening each other, too. Alright. We have some other businesses that we need to visit here. Played the heck out of it, closest thing to the actual mob. That's possibly true for me as well. I don't know. Played so many games over the years, man. The interface is a bit dated, but it's got a flavor and charm, particularly with the music to it, that I like. Although the game is a bit more difficult and different than I recall years ago. I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. How about yourself? This wonderful, fine Tuesday. Alright, he says he's going to be able to collect from all that. I don't believe him. He's lying to me. Money Boss 2, you can just sit there and look pretty jelly in mouth and graceful. I know This game, along with a bunch of others, of course, have received new life breathed into them after digital distribution platforms have picked them up. Folks are like, what the hell is Gangsters Organized Crime? Like, I myself lost my CD for this, like, over a decade ago, and it pissed me off. This came out on GOG, and I'm like, sweet, I can play this again. Neat. Gangsters Organized Crime, where you are a gang boss set in a Chicago-like city during the Prohibition era, basically running an entire criminal organization complete with illicit businesses, like this whorehouse that I have run by a lady named Greasy. And we're making a nice amount of bank per turn. And you engage in gang warfare if you so desire, or you can try to become mayor of the city and win the game that way, or even go straight. I bombed out my rival, and not only did I bomb his building, but then I set his office on fire too, and that's how I cleared him out. Yeah, you can post just fine. Like, that doesn't bother me at all. No worries. That's something that you want to do. So many options and choices, but this is the style of game that I really do prefer. Strategy style games. We're going to begin the working week now. You'll notice that there's a burnt out block over here. There was a squealer, and he squealed on me to the police about all the bad things I've been doing, so I blew up the entire block. I think that's a fair trade. As a matter of fact, there's someone else who just squealed on us recently for various crimes that I've done. And don't you worry, he'll be getting his comeuppance too. Let's see if I can find him. Here we go. There he is. It's not the first time I've blown up a city block in this game, and I doubt it will be the last either. So you have different views, if you are unfamiliar with the game. We're currently in the rooftop view, but there's a larger city view where we can pay attention to events during the working week, as well as a local, like, zoomed-in view, which we're kind of getting through this tagged window right now. It's difficult to control your gangsters during the working week. You can only give them a few missions, but in between weeks, you can expand, or you can give a wide variety of different orders. I'm pretty damn rusty at the game since I hadn't really played it meaningfully since the 90s and early 2000s. But somehow, we've managed to persevere up to this point. Really, it's the strength of legal businesses that matters in this game, not so much how much territory you can control. Because it's easier to keep running illegal businesses than it is for you to constantly extort protection money from people. A good man here is hard at work, setting up the florist of bomb. We have some speed-up controls, but I want to make sure that I don't miss the magic, you know? He's waiting for the right time to strike. As I did tell him to try and pay attention privately. Did you fail? No, that was an extort order that failed. So long as they don't squeal. Look at that! That bomber was so good, he only blew up that business instead of the entire block. What skill? What precision? Because it wasn't the entire block that offended us, it was just that one business. Depending on the intelligence and skill of your gangsters, they can kind of botch orders a bit. But there's times when you want to blow up an entire tenement block, like the headquarters of Blue that I blew up last session. And now he's just going to return to base and go on about his day. That's fine. So yeah, there's a power vacuum over here in the eastern section of the city, courtesy of me eliminating my rival. Orange and green are continuing to duke it out for control. And by the way, if you see any mouse artifacts that pop up on the screen, it's a consequence of the archaic and arcane methods I'm using to record this. In a specially made window, there's some issues. Gangsters Organized Crime is not a game that wants to record, and short of putting it on a virtual machine, that's the best I got. Oh shit. Look at that. A lot of death been happening over there in the northwestern section of the city near where Orange has its headquarters. I'm not exactly sure where their headquarters are. 100%. You can check by, like, seeing, like, cars stacked up at the start of a week. But definitely a lot of fighting around here. We've seen bloodier weeks, though, for sure. We've been a part of bloodier weeks. Over here, we have an FBI agent, Sheldon Meadows. He's just scoping out the land. As you do, I have this loan shark set up 2 blocks away from FBI headquarters. I think it's very, very covert and subtle. I don't think they'll ever notice, everyone. The FBI, the incorruptible, always attentive FBI, will never figure it out. Anyway, that's kind of the primary business that I needed to take care of, unless an event pops up that I really need to worry about. I can just speed up time here. Gotta be careful not to go higher than speed 3. Speed 4, you lose control of the mouse, you have to press the hotkeys to slow down time, and at speed 5, this week would be over almost in an instant. Well, Lethal would be such an example of a person who has a work computer and a gaming/broadcast computer. But for me, everything lives in one home. Week's pretty quiet over on my end. Some extortion orders failed. We probably won't smash up their offices, though, or burn down their businesses. If only because I feel generous. But if anyone squeals on me, that's a different story. Because you don't tolerate that. Even the game's tutorial encourages you not to do that. One PC has served me well over all these years. I can understand the attraction of multiple computers, particularly considering how some people have trouble with their CPUs burning out over all the encoding that gets done during recording and broadcasting. We have some raids taking place here at the final day of the working week. A plumber's got hit up, a news agency, a pest controllers, and an upholsterers. Not the upholsterers. No. It's fine. 6 extort orders failed. And there was someone who did spot a fight going on, but I didn't die. None of my characters died. 2 chalk outlines. Why don't I keep my delicious... Yes, that is exactly why. If I keep it over there, I might knock it over and backhand it, but then it's only to, like, meaningless papers instead of my actual machine. You know, whenever I visited Lethal in December, I noticed how he liked to keep beverages close, and I'm like, no, that cannot be. If I end up wrecking the computer, I don't want it be due to, like, a beverage. That would be why. Let's just go ahead and end the week. Good week, everyone. City Hall claims that I influenced 25% of the city. That's most certainly exaggerated. How could that be? Yes, Lethal, that's exactly how that works. Assets-wise, Green and Orange are continuing to burn through their money. Which is fine by me. Fine by me. Hello, Mr. Tomato. Manpower-wise, I'm up top again. Orange has lost a lot of dudes. You're a trendsetter, man. You're a pioneer. It's also because I've kind of learned better. I've never fried like a computer, but probably the worst instance I've ever had was, and it's been like half my life ago, I was typing with someone and I backhanded a cup of sweet tea and it got in my keyboard. And boy, let me tell you how fun that was to pry out all of the keys and clean my keyboard out of sweet tea. You know, that was fun. And that's when I knew, let's not do this again. And the keyboard never worked right since that moment. It was Always a little sticky. And I didn't even have sticky keys. Oh yes, Lethal. That exciting moment that will live forever. Alright, so we've gained a few more blocks of control. Obviously the extortioners didn't get to everywhere, and they did even fail some orders along the way. There's some folks who refused, but again, not gonna worry too much about it, just be too much bookkeeping. This is mainly to have enough control over the city that if election for mayor comes up, we can run for mayor and win the game that way. I don't expect that to come for some time, but gotta keep my options open. We're gonna hand off another bribe to the police chief. We have over $153,000 in the bank. We even made a profit despite all of the purchases that we did and the bribes this past week. Despite having one police officer on our payroll who survived all of the gang warfare. Well, now you know, man. Welcome to Gangsters Organized Crime. It's a strategy game in which you are running a gang in the 1930s. Let's go ahead and recruit everyone to the pool. Do I have any good businessmen that have popped up? Not you. You're fine. For people who have business skill, for my business team, I look for folks who have at least 3.5 stars in organization and business, because those are the two skills that factor into running a business. Like Babe here. He meets the requirements, only just. He's got a lot of firearm skill, but I wouldn't put him in charge of anything meaningful or make him a part of the security team, because you want your hoods to have strong intelligence scores as well as firearm scores if they're going to be like hit squads or something. Intelligence is your catch-all trait for just about anything that might matter in this game. Let's see here. It also looks like I lost 2 hoods. Yeah, 2 hoods from the extortion team by the looks of things. Since this gang is down 2. That's okay. Their lives don't really matter. We have burned through so much blood over this playthrough, and we're going to be burning through a lot more, everyone. Ooh. Actually, I'm going to keep you, Sunshine. You're not going on the money team. I might want you for something more valuable. Home Run here, though, and Smokey, and Jigsaw, and Dice. They're not so valuable. And Polecat. You can go on this money team. I typically don't like to give my my gangs that collect protection money guns, as I don't want them to get into a drawn-out fight. I'd rather them just run and scatter for their lives. That said, I did give this team some guns, and I have so much money now, an entire glut of it, that I'm okay with being wasteful. I've looked at the coding for the game. There's just like a massive pool of like various nicknames that it draws from. I'm not entirely sure where all the inspiration came from. Like, there's a home run here, and there's like another home run in here. Yeah. Part of it, I imagine, of course, would be the various nicknames that have been in criminal organizations for some time. I got Gloves over here, and Craps. I'm still tickled with me putting Greasy in charge of this whorehouse, though. And, that wasn't funny. Baltimore in charge of... I had a few clever ones, but I've lost some gang members along the way. So some of my clever setups have just been lost due to bloodshed. Anyway, back to business. There's, some empty lots that I wish to purchase so I can place offices behind them. And I'll be doing that with the business team. I love penetration. So it's always good to know what you like in life. see, I want to make sure that you folks also continue to handle exporting my alcohol from the warehouse. And, Oops. Oh no. Probably shouldn't have that down there. I need to take this pack as a ketchup down to the kitchen anyway. Something I forget. Let's see. I'm gonna set up another speakeasy, I think. Let me check what's available to me down south. Where is my building types? Is there a cab company? No, I think I've asked this before. They're all in the center. How about a cafe? Good. Let's build the cafe. Let's buy this cafe over here, I think. We're gonna set up another speakeasy. Now we'll buy this one back here. And then we'll buy the lot of land behind that, and then we'll build another speakeasy. Yeah, speakeasy, so that people can obtain their illicit, sweet, delicious alcohol. Security team, as always. My security team consists of gang members who have at least 4 stars of intelligence and firearms. Their job is to recruit for me, primarily. But if I need any special, like, hits done, or I really need to guard something during a week, that's what I'll put the security team on. But I always have a team of highly intelligent folks recruit for me, particularly because of how often I mow through Gangsters every week. And you know, so many folks are interested in, like, I've had viewers come in and ask, why do people keep joining your gang? It's because they're making over $100 per week, if they live. That's why. $100 in 1930s money? It's not bad. It's not bad. But you should try and stick to recruiting in your territory, so you don't get into a fight. Labor exchange is different because no one can own the labor exchange. Let's see, vacationer. Did anyone squeal on me this time? No, no one squealed on me. Good, we're good. You can take a break, man. You're on vacation. I don't know, I think clickbait's a great name. Then again, I thought all clicked up was a great name, too. I'll buy some Tommy guns for these folks. Because I have the money and I'm being a little wasteful. Tommy guns are great to give to people who have no skill in firearms. They can just spray and pray. You'll notice that for my security team here, I've actually given them rifles. Although the twin pistol pack would certainly be awesome for them, rifles have the longest range of any weapon in the game. So with their marksmanship capabilities, they could actually pick off folks who, before they even got close enough to fire. So there's some value in giving them that. Okay. So, Money Boss is collecting up here in the north. And Money Boss 2, make sure that the protection money these folks are paying is the small amount. And then I want you to collect. Again, protection money is not that damn profitable in this game compared to illegal businesses. It's not that big of a deal. I just only want to hold this territory so I can keep an eye on it. You folks, why don't you head on out, strike off west in search of adventure and profit, and see if we can inspire any of these folks to no longer be a part of Orange.
I can only do this much.
For a lieutenant, you want to make sure they have strong intelligence and organization skills so that they can properly allot their underlings to whatever jobs you tell them to do. Someone who has poor intelligence and organization will think that he needs far more time to do an affair that he actually doesn't.
I can only do this much.
Okay. I think that's some good setup. We actually go ahead and save the game again, in case there is a crash or bug of some kind. We're looking pretty good. We've about rebuilt the pool. Once we have a bunch of teams rocking again, we'll look towards trying to pick off one of these other gangs on the board. We could probably go after them now and succeed with all the money I have in my safe, but I think I'll over-prepare and err on the side of caution. I'm under no particular rush. Anyway, folks, although it is difficult for me to express educated and nuanced opinions and start important conversation topics, I do want to start something this week. Basically just get the ball rolling with conversation. That's ended up going to be, I suppose, a matter of perception. Now, whenever we go into any situation in life, and this ends up coming up regularly whenever I talk with folks about role-playing games, we all carry our own luggage with us, right? Like, we all have our own burdens, and we all have our own lenses on which we view the world, a matter of perception, or what have you, just simply how we view the environment. As a result, whenever we interact with people, whether it is through a role-playing game, or whether it's through text, or whether it's through, like, friends and loved ones, yes, vices and traumas, Lethal, of course, making a humor out of what I want to be a serious thing, a subject that I'm putting out. And so as a result, whether it has been to things like friends or loved ones, or even just strangers, we read their body language, or, you know, if it's through text conversations, simply text, through that lens of, like, our past experiences, not just with that person, but with other experiences we've had before. Take, for example, gosh, what could I think of? Say, for example, like, whenever I went to college, I had a friend. He went to McDonald's once. He got food poisoning. He swore that he would never eat McDonald's again. Even though, like, your quality of service at a service industry, you know, can depend on location, can depend on a variety of variables, and not inherently because, you know, one entire brand is evil or inherently wrong. And that can happen whether it's, say, like a McDonald's or a higher, you know, a restaurant instead of an actual fast food chain. You know, you might end up having a bad experience somewhere with a quality of service, you know, Lethal's case as well, that just ends up turning you off. And so you end up judging all businesses of that sort through your prism. You might end up going into a business to have, like, accounting done, and someone there ends up treating you rudely or rubs you the wrong way, and then for the rest of the time you just have a negative slant. You might say, for example, a more modern example, or not a modern, but a more pertinent example that would apply would be what Google has done to YouTube interactivity over the past several years. Whenever they forcibly tried to marry Google Plus to the YouTube comment system, I have viewers who have still, since that happened, have never left a comment because they refuse to get and marry themselves to Google Plus. They refuse to integrate. You know, it's trashed interactivity. There's notifications I simply no longer get. It's harder for me to hold meaningful conversations on YouTube because of, you know, a corporation fucking coming in and just deciding to, and we're gonna do this. And it's certainly their business, but they end up marring something and rubbing people the wrong way, to the extent of that. So we end up having our own lenses and our own luggage that we carry into with all of our experiences. Specifically to that, this is actually something that I gave considerable thought last night. And it's something that, of course, has been present for as long as this channel has existed. As the recorder and broadcaster here, like, I carry my own luggage too, but my luggage ends up getting involved more. You know, my biases, my prejudices, my vices and traumas, because I'm the one who's consistently talking. There's actually combat going on right now. Folks are under attack. Yeah, you're probably fine. They're trying to go out here into this territory where members of Orange's gang are. And so, whether I wanted to or not, just by the fact that I am the direct nexus of conversation, it ends up being that my pains or my happiness ends up getting involved a lot more, because I'm the direct conduit of interactivity here. I'm not always involved in the conversations you folks hold in chat, or that folks hold on my YouTube comments, but I get involved more just because I'm the nexus here. And as a result, like, whatever luggage or however I perceive things ends up just getting carted off a lot more. You understand that folks who have been viewers of mine some time certainly know that I'm more abrasive and abrupt than many other broadcasters you'll find. I have standards, I have qualities that I want to hold this interaction to, and if I feel those are slipping, my warnings consist of rather curt responses and timeouts, if not bans.
All right. Okay.
Occasionally, that's right, you collect that protection money. You know, occasionally I'll go through my list of everyone I've banned and cleared out names, and folks have messaged me in the past and I've unbanned them because of, you know, just a misunderstanding. You know, I can read text, and I interpret it in a way that you didn't mean. Longtime viewers, if Larian were here, you know, KD, I've banned and muted before because he's rubbed me the wrong way. You know, he might have been intending it in good fun to take the piss out of a situation, and my brain just says, no, fuck you. Situations like that. And those are popped up over the years,
Okay.
to a lesser extent in my local recordings, but definitely during live interaction. I spend less time reading and processing your comment. It's hard for me to understand body language and intent just through text, even if I know you for some time. But of course, there are times, I mean, as a human being, and this ends up being taxing on me because I'm constantly involved with my Nexus, you know, I misunderstand things, and sometimes I can be wrong. Take, for example, yesterday, while I was playing Daggerfall, Lysander of Sparta made a comment that, you know, I wasn't the only one who had trouble last year. Now, I've had other viewers who brought up conversations about how the past year has been so awful for them for a variety of reasons. You know, relating to, you know, politics, or relating to celebrity deaths, or relating to some inane comments. So I had a lot of baggage and frustration that I brought to that point, and as soon as he mentioned that, I went off. But it wasn't fair to do that, you know. It wasn't fair to bring that luggage there and just suddenly vent on that moment. It's just the experience that I've had. Like, I actually contacted him after the broadcast. He sent a message to me, and I said a reply back, like, I apologize for misunderstanding you. And I'm certainly not belittling anyone who's suffered. It was just, it's a conversation that my viewers have tried to start with me. And it's not an area I feel comfortable with joking. We all have limits. That was mine. The overall conversation that I'm looking to lob into chat here today is mainly along the lines of, like, whenever you're looking through the world with your lenses, try and, like, keep in mind the lenses that other people are looking through too. Understandably, that can be difficult to do. We've all had a different set of experiences. It can be difficult to connect with each other through language, particularly when it's only text-based. You know, sorry, again, educated opinion, trying to form it right now, playing a game is hard. Tying into that, this is also why I've been softening myself and my various stances over the years. Take, for example, how I speak to you folks regarding schedules I've made, or things I've changed over on the website. You know, how I have a schedule now, for example, you know, and I've had this schedule for a few weeks since I shifted to Beam. I usually don't do a schedule. It's something I'm trying out. And when folks come in here complaining about, oh, the email notification, why didn't it come? Oh, I never knew. No. Despite, you know, the Google schedule, and despite the YouTube event notifications that pop up, despite all those things, I might even occasionally tweet about it, right? It's, I understand that everyone can't always be informed. You're living your own life. You've got your own affairs. You could be sick. You could be working. You know, whatever the case may be. You can't always pay attention to me no matter how often I've done this. What I'm changing my stance on is not to treat you as if, like, I don't remind you about things all the time. Because I want to treat you like you're an intelligent human being who has heard these things in the past and doesn't need to be constantly reminded of this shit, right? Like, you don't need to keep telling me about X. I already know. You're insulting my intelligence. What I'm softening on is that it's not an insult to intelligence as much as like a friendly reminder of like, hey, you know, this could be a thing for you, so that you won't be upset or disappointed later, because for whatever reason you want to watch me do a thing. And I don't understand why you want to watch me do a thing, but this is how you can watch me do a thing, okay? I know you're living your own life, but here you go. Here's some help for you. Something else that I educate people onto is that there's a difference between ignorance and there's a difference between, you know, being a troll or being obtuse or just being fucking stupid. You know, not knowing that something is happening is different than, oh, you know, I didn't care about it, LOL. Yes, despite my consistency, Lethal, which I have actually been establishing consistency, which is normally only for yogurt. It's just, these past several months, and really the past month and a half especially, have just resulted in me, like after, like, my father's death, I've had so much time to consider and contemplate, not just my life, but, like, the various prisms and, like, my interactions and stuff. It's been, not to get, like, too philosophical on you folks, or to dredge up too much of my luggage and unzip it and unfurl it, just been intellectual and stimulating times for myself talking to myself. And these are just like points and facets I've considered. Again, this ended up being brought up specifically in part due to, you know, folks interacting and talking with me and like, why am I so abrasive and curt, you know, and blunt? Even though I do genuinely care about uplifting and elevating people, it's a matter of just, those are my lenses. My father was someone who would help you, but he would come across in a condescending and patronizing way, which in part of why I was so intimidated from him until I went to college. I was intimidated of my dad. I loved him, but he was a very intelligent man, and he was very brusque. And whenever he would help you, you'd always get the sense that he did it with minimum patience. And he would rub your nose in your faults subtly. And it was not something that he realized about himself until I told him about it. I was like, this is who you are. Like, this is how you've come across. Like, this is how you've offended, upset, and hurt me over all these years. And it's not something that he never knew about himself. He kind of lived in his own echo chamber because folks were too intimidated to come to him and tell him that. And once he realized that, he changed. In his final years of life, like, I suppose, 6-ish years he lived after. 6, 7, whatever. The case might be, you know, he ends up living, like, within his own echo chamber in that front. At times, I see and recognize the faults in myself that come from my dad and his dad. But, as I've noted before, I am slowly working on refining myself. There's quite a few kinks in the system. Anyway, that was the major topic I wanted to lob into chat today. And, you know, folks who come in and tune into me also understand that part of what I'm doing here is a way for me, like a coping mechanism for my own, like, pent-up, like, frustration and rage over my dad's death and how life has changed for me as a result for that. But I am a big fan of control, and certainly controlling myself and venting myself in a way that doesn't hurt other people is a big deal for me as well. So I will note, this is a rare time. I don't typically apologize, but I am sorry if I come across as too curt or nasty when the lash cracks out as it is, because I am an erudite and acidic individual, and I can make words hurt. And so I do apologize. It's just something that I've been working through for as long as I've been alive. Like, this is anger that's just inherent to my genetics and inherent to my upbringing. It's something that was a part of my dad, and it's something that was a part of his dad, it's something that's been a part of my family and family friends. Just this lashing out. And it's just something that I've been slowly working through over years. Alright. And believe it or not, I am a quick reader. I am able to catch stuff in chat. That's one of my strengths that I have whenever I live broadcast. Oh my goodness, look at all you. Who wants to get bombed? You do. Yes, you do. 4 squealers. Well, I tried. But yeah. I do like abrupt and curtness. Like, I do like, some of how I communicate with you all. Just like, here's what it is. You can go somewhere else. You can take it or leave it. But I understand that it's not for everyone, and I don't wish you ill. Like, that's what the text down there in this bio means. I don't wish you ill. Like, I want you to find someone that you like and enjoy that person. Whatever the case may be. I'm not for everyone, and I won't be for everyone. I'm not going to change for everyone. But I am modifying myself, and facets that I dislike. Yes. But yeah, KD, we all just have, like, our own lenses and perceptions. We'll walk into a room, and there'll be some people we like and some people we dislike. For quirks that we understand and quirks we're a bit confused about. There's people that I don't even think are bad people. I just don't want to spend time with those people because they bother me. And I don't want to bring it up with them. It's just like who they are. I just distance myself from those people. Like, you just keep being you. You're just not for me, and I'm not for you. Okay, so there's 2 people who have gravely upset me here. By the looks of things. Alright, good. Well, we'll certainly bomb all those people. Yes, the get fucked attitude. But yes, I know Gangsters organized crime was not the most prominent platform I could have this conversation out on. But it's been something that's been on my mind, particularly since last night. After last night's broadcast, so I wanted to present that as a conversation topic for today. Now let me actually get on with fucking playing the game. That's enough chatter. That entire week just blew right on by. Damn squealers, telling me to police. I'm gonna see if I can employ some police in my territory. Lawyer here. See if we can find anyone who might live. And hopefully take the fight over to Orange. I believe that it will be our next target. But who knows? Maybe give it another year and I'll start telling you folks at the end of all of my videos to rate, comment, and subscribe, right? Because I have to consider the fact that sometimes you folks forget that I will read and respond to comments. And that liking a video helps me with helps me with search engine optimization. And that subscribing to me, well, just improves and inflates my numbers. I don't think it'll quite come to that, Lethal. I hope not. Then again, I've talked with Revocane about this. Like, if I really enjoyed and loved games like Minecraft and Overwatch and H1Z1, that would be the stuff I want to record and share with people. It's just that I don't enjoy that style of game. Some might say it's for the best that that those games never really appealed to me. But that's just how it is. Like, I enjoy sharing games that I find interesting, or I think that other people will find interesting. And it's just that these style of games are the ones that I really like. Okay. I don't think so, Luca. What about RimWorld? RimWorld's alright. I don't play that as much, but KD here in the chat plays it, and then Revocane, a longtime friend of mine, really likes RimWorld. RimWorld's just not something, like, it would appeal to me when I was younger, but these days, it's just not that style of game that I really connect myself with and immerse myself into. That said, I don't think it's a bad game at all. Just not something that really connects with me. Alright, Biz. Let's go ahead and have you export. I want to set up 2 new offices. One will be down here, and one will be further on down as well. But looking at the game, I could see how people can lose themselves in it for hours and hours. And if you get modifications, even more hours just lost in RimWorld and the sandboxy nature of like building and constructing your own base and the sociology, like the social management of all these people interacting with one another. Now, like, I get how that could be appealing to people. It's just RimWorld's just not a game that's connected with me. Oh, Ryan, truth. You know, that ends up being part of, like, the social, like, connection, right? Like, whenever, like, a phrase that I like to use recently is, don't be a dramatic baby. I told my mom that. We went out to eat for her boy toy's birthday, and I ended up covering the check, and she looked at me and she was upset, and I was like, don't be a fucking dramatic baby, Mom. Like, you calmed your fucking tits, Mom. And I just, you know, but I've certainly gotten that from other places, too. Or get fucked, you know? That just rubbed off on me from, you know, other people and other things using it, and I've just incorporated it into my own lexicon. Oh, boy. Anyway, extortion is apparently not working so well. So many folks. I think we've extorted about the extent of territory that we are going to be able to. Right now, for whatever reason, Orange just has a lock, a grip on the city. I know, Ryan. Like Mom's boy toy, whom I, in my head, and to Mom, but not to him because she's pleaded for me not to, I actually call him Motherfucker. Because it's actually a situation where I can apply that legit, and it literally applies. Like, he thought it was hilarious whenever I told her, just looked her square in the eye and said, don't be a dramatic baby. Oh, man. Good times. But, that works too, Lethal. I never really thought of, like, calling Dad that. Nah, just Dad. I didn't use playful nicknames for Dad. Like Boy Toy and Motherfucker. Just Dad. Alright, we've set you up the bomb here, sir. We've got some bombing to do. Let's get to work. Squealers. So let's begin with the bombing. I'm gonna need you to bomb this place. Let me check to make sure that I got it right. There, I want you to bomb there. Do it privately. And then I'm gonna want you to bomb this damn clipboard. I'm gonna want you to bomb here. I want you to try and do that in private if you can. My bomber here, the hammer, actually isn't wanted for anything. Bye-bye, KD. Take care. You know, that's actually been something that I like teasing my mom about too. It's like, it's great. I'm glad you feel healthy. I'm really glad. And she starts fucking like after all the years that she's made me embarrassed as a teenager, you know, no matter what I was doing in the house, now it's my turn. Now it's my turn to just make her fucking like feel squeamish, and I'm like, yeah, you don't like it, do you? No, this is your comeuppance. This is my revenge. Let's go ahead and bomb this cake store. And then finally, that's right, shoes on my foot, damn it. It won't be for too much longer. I'm not gonna be here forever. Not as if I'm... Nah, that's not like me saying I'm gonna fucking kill myself. That's instead like, I've lived around this house effectively. My life got put on pause due to Dad's increasingly illness. And now that he's gone, and now that Mom is doing much better, I don't see much of a need for me to be here in this house any longer. So eventually, they can have whatever noise they want to have in peace. I'll leave them to it. But now that I no longer need to serve as a major caregiver for a terminally ill person, or as someone who's helping family members go through grief, I can sort of move on as well. Alright, a topic to discuss on the web show. Neat. Yes, I apologize if I just wanted to lob out like a topic of conversation. That's just been stuff that's been on my mind recently, and after how I spat fire at Lysander of Sparta last night, or yesterday during yesterday's broadcast, it brought that up to the forefront. And that's something that kept me up a bit later than what I've been normally. Just sort of like thinking about that. What do I want to do with you kids? I have the bombing work done. I might suddenly just start visiting, you know? Let's just start visiting enemy territory. I think so. We need to figure out exactly where Orange's office is. And it's somewhere within, like, this block vicinity or this block vicinity. I'm not sure. So we're going to send out the extortion teams to explore around and see if we can find where exactly Orange's base is. Or one of their offices. And then once we find it, we're going to pay it a good visit or 2 or 3. We're going to keep visiting until we strangle the life out of Orange. After all, they brought the war on us first, folks. Yeah, Lethal. I'm glad that you know me well enough at this point that that you could notice that. And I told him because he messaged me like in a YouTube DM later. I was like, I'm glad you brought this to my attention, and I'm glad you also realized like to do this like in a DM, because with the full head of steam that I had behind me yesterday, like. There would have been no good way. I just would have I would have taken the shovel, and I would have upgraded the shovel, and I wouldn't have dug myself a hole or a grave. I would have dug to the other end of the earth. I was like, thank you. Thank you, and I'm sorry. Oh, man. You know, that just ends up being a case of, like, misunderstanding. Just reading stuff through my lenses instead of through the lenses of other people. Hey there, big guy. Oh, I suppose we have been going for almost an hour. I did start a bit late. I had some business to take care of before the broadcast. Did I even save? Let's do that in case the game crashes. Due to my awkward recording setup. You can't be too careful whenever I do this shit anymore. Cool, glad to hear it, El Taco Lad. Glad to hear it. Larian reported receiving his yesterday. So that's the cards to Latvia and Canada, I believe you lived in, El Taco Lad. We're still waiting on the cards to arrive in the Russian Federation and Australia. Boy, that took a bit out of me. It's already been a fairly busy day. I'm kind of drained now. I suppose we'll just kill some people. I didn't even check on how the war was going between Orange and Green. I know, what a trick, right, Lethal? What a scam. I know, right? Zerfall has been the primary one who's warned about, you know, Canada's postal service hasn't been doing too well lately. For folks who are watching this local recording later, I mean, I can't be sorry since I'm the one who brought up the topic, knowing that it would have existed, but at least I could have warned you folks on YouTube, like, skip ahead a half hour or something. We all know that I'm not really gonna, like, clip this out of the live broadcast. Because Grimith doesn't do that. Alright, we have some warfare happening in the south. Around the police station. That seems like a terrible place to start a fight. Or a genius place. Look at that mob of organized pain. Now, you can kill all of the police that exist in town for a week. I do believe there is a video of YouTube on that, because that has to be where I've seen it there, where you just camp everyone, like in front of the police station with Tommy guns, and you get to work. But don't you worry, the police will be back next week. I know, if only I had like a get gun or something. Hey there, Lysander. This actually ended up being a conversation topic that popped up before I came in, but I talk with viewers about lenses and perception, and I do again want to thank you for bringing that up to me, as you did yesterday, in a message. My misunderstanding of you, and I am sorry for that. Alright, we've had some fighting going on. I even sent you a reply. And some of our explorers died as we traveled through the block. That's okay, though. They're just simple hoods. Ended up being a conversation topic, along with like some other stuff that we discussed here near the start of Gangsters. Went to lob some conversation topics out for chat. Again, the best time for me to start a conversation of that significance is during like the middle of a strategy game. I'm live broadcasting that not everyone is interested in watching. Yes, I'm glad. I'm glad, Ryan Truth. It's been uplifting, and certainly the feedback that I have gotten from people has been strongly positive. I never imagined like the lives I would impact just by effectively being an amateur entertainer. Like, I started doing this almost 7 years ago as a way to share meaningful interaction and conversation about Liberal Crime Squad. I never fathomed that I would be alive in 2017, never even considered I would have lived this long. I thought I'd be dead in my mid-20s. I thought I would have killed myself. Didn't even remotely consider it, or that just by me wanting to have these meaningful conversations and interactions, that I would end up impacting people as much as I have. Often positively, but sometimes negatively as well. Often that ends up being due to misunderstanding. Sometimes that ends up being the fault of the other person, or mine, or both. Woo, I'm a household name. Yeah. And those are the uplifting and elevating moments that are really why I keep doing this. Like, not just like doing local recording, but also like live broadcasting as well. Why I bother to think about it and focus on it. Like, it's just, I've wanted to elevate people since I was a kid. You know, I wanted to be a part, like a teacher. You know, that's why I do tutoring work with children still. You know, why I did volunteer work at the local museum before I started working there for some time. A matter of edifying and enriching the lives of others, while perhaps having that condescending and slightly patronizing veneer that my father had whenever he educated people. I'm glad you like the stuff. Don't worry though, Corporate Grimith is gonna change. I think this year we're gonna see a lot more Happy Wheels, folks. Actually, as part of like April Fools, I guess it was like 2015, I uploaded, of course, 2 troll videos. One was me playing Happy Wheels, and saying I was a part of the Serious Gaming Network, that was spelled as the star, and I linked to their page, which is actually a Rickroll video. And the second was me starting to play Baldur's Gate, and then me laughing about me playing Baldur's Gate, which I think is a good game, but I don't think it's the amazing awesomeness that people herald it to be. I'm not sure whether it's just like smaller broadcasters. Poor Elijah here. He's screwed. Gunned down. Oh well. So much as it's just, I don't know, just people in general. Like, certainly there can be folks who reach a wider audience base who may also be ignorant, and really, it's impossible for me to fathom what all of my viewers are like. You know, many people lurk and barely interact, except through, like, quiet, like, direct messages and, like, email messages. Like, you all live your own lives, whether it's at work, or whether it's cooking, or whether it's tending the family. You know, whatever it is you're going through, studying. Like, I can't begin to fathom what everyone who watches me is going through. I have a hard enough time fathoming what you all who interact with me on a regular basis over all these years go through. You're mostly strangers to me, even if aspects of me are not strangers to you, even if you welcome me into your lives. I know, Darkfire Phoenix. You know, that ends up being another aspect as well. Like, while you folks might end up being exposed to my luggage that I bring in, and, you know, being exposed to some of my quirks and persona, like, I'm not often exposed to, like, who you folks are. And it's difficult, again, for me to determine intent and meaning behind text. Sometimes it's shrouded in vagaries, and sometimes I'm looking at it through my own lenses, and I can't perceive it. Sure, for as little of the game as I played, man. You take care. You take care. Alright, no, seriously this time. More gaming. This is what I get for lobbing a serious conversation topic in chat. Now I'm, like, invested in it. We haven't found the enemy office yet. Oh, man. Jeff, primarily broadcasts on Twitch now. He enjoys the live interactive experience, and really, I'm not the, like, Lethal is certainly far more a broadcaster than he is a recorder. Revocane's almost entirely a broadcaster rather than a recorder. I'm straddling the line still because I enjoy, like, the different styles of interactivity, but I've certainly made a shift to be a hybrid person as well. Or even though I still do local recordings, this matters to me. Also, Bullseye here bought a large hotel. You know, that's actually stuff that I've ended up speaking about too with friends and a few viewers. But folks I've been connected to, like, over this past month and change, like, as, like, I've made the adjustment and switched to Beam. I know, Ryan, truth. And yeah, like, broadcasting these days, especially for folks who know as much as Lethal and I, but even for folks who are just getting into it, has a low bar of entry, right? Like, you might not have the internet or the computer to do everything, but even Plump Helmet Punk with, like, an upload rate of 600 KB? Whatever trash it is, even he's broadcasted before. And that's another reason why I enjoy live local recording as well. I understand that even though I broadcast in all manner of different time zones, and this week and last week has been mostly Eurocentric, like, with local recordings, I can touch people no matter where they are across the world. Yes, Plump's pigeon-based internet. Yeah, there are pros and cons to this live broadcasting and local recording. I do enjoy them both. I see value in both, which is why I continue to do both. I just, again, I've always been after these, like, meaningful conversations and interactions with chat, with viewers who take me out of the echo chamber of my own thoughts and expose me to lenses that I've never seen before or never considered before. We have Margaret Greasy Chubb, who died during the exploration. The Hammer, my bomber, died. But we saw that. We saw him get gunned down by police. That's not a surprise. Poor Zeffy. Alright, everyone. You're getting recruited. Do we have any good businessmen so I can keep expanding my business? We do. We have one. Whiskey, you're a good businessman, but you'd make an even better bomber. Your stealth is trash, though. That's unfortunate, but we can make use out of you, Whiskey. Yeah, some other folks just have trouble organizing their life situation. Bobo! Bobo! Bobo, you're very smart, Bobo. Bobo. You're gonna be a security person, Bobo. Yes, you are. Oh, shit. For folks watching me who don't understand that, Bobo is both Bobo the Vulture, someone that I found 6 years ago playing Aerobiz, and I connected with him, and is part of like my loose network / satellite of friends, and also was the name of a family's old English bulldog who was euthanized a few years back. I know, Maze Mouse. This is still our first playthrough of it. Yeah, Lysander, the first recorded playthrough of it. It has gone on for some time. We've eliminated blue, but we still have orange and green to take care of as well. This can be a long game, in part if you keep getting distracted by conversation topics. It could have been shorter if we were in position to win the first election. It certainly could have been shorter. Also, we didn't end up finding an office. Damn, that's tragic. Okay. That's okay, because we got new recruits, folks. Boys and girls, new recruits. We'll go looking again. Still have our money folks collecting money. Let's see here. How about just give me any gangster in general, except for the folks that I might want to... Hello. Freelance here. Jelly Roll. Oh my, holy shit, Jelly Roll. Man. Man. Damn, got some good people sitting around now. Who would make a better bomber, Whiskey or Jelly Roll? Huh. You know, who's better at stealth? You're both equal at stealth. Jelly Roll, you're a better driver? Take care, Aventuro. Have fun watching, I presume he's playing RimWorld. We have Reckless here. Go ahead and just stick whoever on. Bobo, I wanted to save for a security team. Got Babe. You got Texas. Yeah, I understand, Jamone. Not everyone's just in a good situation to, not even to, like, not live stream, but just purely local record, period. I get it. Tell you what, Sunshine, we're gonna nominate you. The very important. Man, you got a great firearms. Good. Sunshine there changed outfits, as you do. Essentially, we're going to be setting up a team, if not two, of whoever. Although I should have nominated a more intelligent folk. Whatever, more intelligent folk, I don't care. Wheeling, you're going to be a trash character, but you are also very important. Trash. Creepy. Lumpy. These are the Reject 7 dwarves here, folks. Hello, O'Toole. We slapped Bobo in the very... Did we? That's a different Bobo. There's multiple Bobos. There can be only one Bobo. I I'm immortal. I have inside me blood of Bobo. Yeah, I share games that I enjoy, games that I think I'll enjoy, games that viewers suggest will be enjoyable, or, I don't know, whatever else might end up catching my fancy. You know, and for me, those have just been games like Liberal Crime Squad, Daggerfall, Gangsters Organized Crime. You know, if I enjoyed different games, I would broadcast more popular games. Like, I've talked about this before with Revocane, like, if I loved Minecraft so much that I wanted to share with other people, that's what I would do. Like, come hell or high water, like, because it's a passion that I have. Not everyone broadcasts those really popular games because they're interested in viewers, although that doesn't help. No bots here. But I appreciate the lurk all the same. I won't call you out in the future. I can't control you. You'll do what you want, damn it. Now everyone's just gonna get a Tommy gun. I have too much money laying around now. You get a Tommy gun, and you get a Tommy gun. Everyone gets a Tommy gun. See these pistols? None of these pistols. Just put those in the inventory. You can keep the rifles, though. You get Tommy guns. This is how you go bankrupt, everyone. You just start, like, blowing your money on everything. When's the next Open XCOM episode? Shit, I forgot to make that public, didn't I? After this broadcast, I will make that public. Let me... Of course, none of my fucking paper and pencils are around here conveniently. I'll do that. It'll be the last episode until I do some more local recording of that, which will be this weekend, I do believe. I meant to publish it, but just business. Got fucking distracted. You know what? Son of a bitch will do that right now. Just to make sure I don't forget again. Let me go into YouTube and take care of that. So if that's your thing, you can watch, this will be the last video of the first session. The first battle that I'll be doing afterwards, of course, I'll be consuming all of the name suggestions that folks have left me. I just wanted to get, like, one geoscape and one battle done, like, this past weekend, so I didn't just have, like, a fucking intro video. So there you go. It's been made public. So if you want to go watch that instead, that's cool. It's fine. Gangsters Organized Crime doesn't appeal to everyone. I know, Lethal. I wanted to, in part, to, like, drag out the videos a little bit. This is just a matter of me just fucking... It's partly me teasing viewers, and then partly me trying to be more convenient, you know? Because I know I published a lot of, like, live broadcast stuff last week with the marathons that I finally, like, made available on YouTube. Where's that lot of land behind the cafe? Oh, here it is. Found it quickly. How's it going to work dealing with mutons? They'll take multiple rounds of high explosives, effectively. Laser weapons are a bit stronger and better, but without, like, powerful explosives, they have so much health and so much armor. You high explosive the fuck out of them. I don't have much worry about me living the entire time of that playthrough, which is going to be perhaps a bit longer than 15 hours. I also don't think I'll be chewing through all of the name suggestions we've gotten as well. There's a lot of name suggestions. If I lose that many dudes, I'm going bankrupt, and I'm losing the game. But I understand people want to be hopeful. I know, so many fucking names, I'm like, holy shit, of course they come out of the woodwork, you know? I certainly won't run out of names. I know, Raid Soft. But, conversations about, Open XCOM that can be had during the videos of that in the comments. I'm really trying to focus on Gangsters Organized Crime, I promise, honest engine. I did appreciate seeing all of the folks who did want to be a part of it, though. That was cool. I never really understood or identified with, like, the desire for people to just have their names in a thing. How it could make them want to watch more, because they're, like, telling their own stories and headcanon in their head, and part I really still don't get it. But I do, you know, it's like the old person who, like, it's like me, like, 3D printers are useful, I just don't get them. Oh, shit. Alright. No, but seriously, you need to find this damn base. I'm seeing a distinct lack of base finding here from you, and it needs to... You need to speed this the fuck up. Yeah, I know, Lethal. I know that you, like, watched, like, Mysterious JG play, like, that last round of Romance of the Three Kingdoms because of, like, your character and, like, the badass shit he was doing. It just... I'm like, cool, you named a thing after me. Like, neat. Just not something that really appeals to me. Just never really connected. Chat there. But then again, you know, that said concordantly, however, although, there have certainly been stories that have been built around, like, viewers to this day, because of those moments and experiences. Like, whenever, like, Tayama, like, makes a comment or a quip or a joke, I, reflect on the time where he sent a lightning bolt down on my troops. You know, shit like that. Like, you can end up building, like, fun, entertaining stories and connections with viewers that can go far beyond the series. In that aspect, I can understand it. Even if I don't much care for it being done to myself and, like, any personal avatar I have, like, when other people are recording. And again, that might also be, I'm willing to submit this might also be hipster, too cool Grimith being like, I'm just gonna be so humble and so kind that you'll want to make a character for me anyway, even though I say, no, no, please, I insist, don't make me a character. Who knows which, you know, which mean-spirited, manipulative, deceitful Grimith is working behind the scenes. Is it possible renaming characters in this game? It is not. No. Money Boss here actually has 12 guns. Well, there you go. Biz team is the only team that does not have guns laying around. I know. Hipster, corporate, manipulative Grimith. I do consider these things sometimes. Like, how much of this is me genuinely being humble, and how much of this is being me just this manipulative, like, twisting, lying, deceitful asshole, the spy master that SKS thinks I am. Oh, shit. But then again, I'm also the person who would rather prefer you folks go watch and enjoy something more with your time than me. Like, go do something else with your lives. Here's someone who's broadcasting on Beam. Leave me alone. Poor Jamoni. I still have that artwork of, like, you just being assailed by all of those me's holding daggers. Like you're Julius Caesar, and I've come to assassinate you. Good times. Good times. Okay. I really checked out the power graphs. I'm just continuing to make money. I actually also have over 200 blocks of territory, which means I think I could contend for mayoral election, which means I could actually assassinate the mayor, or attempt to. I think I'll let his term expire naturally, though. You know, since we've come so far in the game, we might just eliminate the other gang leaders. We'll see. Maybe so, Lysander. Also, it's worth noting with 4 offices, like, our various gangsters really are spread out depending on the jobs they have. So few folks actually come out of my base here. As a matter of fact, I believe there was only one person. It might have just been, like, the lawyer. This helps to save time. It makes the gangsters perform better, since they'll be closer to whatever assignment I've given them. Of course, I could perhaps benefit from having more security stationed around. Like, I don't have much of anything guarding my base back here. Like, I have a few gangsters that I've set aside, but if there was a dedicated assault on my office, I'd probably be fucked. But I think Orange and Green are so engrossed in fighting each other that they're not too worried about little old me. And once I find Orange's base, hopefully Orange only has one office and I'll get the primary one, then we can bring the pain train. Jamoni has posted them primarily through Twitter at me. I certainly posted like some other links whenever I've been broadcasting on Hitbox. I have like a folder of them. I don't have all of them, but I have most of them. Yes, Shaman, I'm sure. Me. I just wanted to read there. I guess, that's part of what I like about these live broadcasting things. Like, much of the stuff I live broadcast is interactive experiences, where we tell stories together, whether it's through Executive Suite, or, you know, Monster Loves You, or King of Dragon Pass, which is an event that was an awesome social experiment. I was very drained by it, and it will just live on in our hearts and on YouTube. I don't think President Grimith can handle doing that again. That took a lot out of me. Yes, 6 Ages, still set in the Glorantha universe. Supposedly going to be coming out later on this year. That is definitely a game I have been following. One of the few games I've cared about enough to follow its development progression. I think I'll be playing that for me, though, rather than a game that I will share with others. Unlike Cook Serve Delicious 2, which I'm pretty sure will be a purchase the first few days it comes out, and I will play that, and I will broadcast that. Damn, I'm interested in Cook Serve Delicious 2. Also, this poor tiger is dead now, everyone. We must have gotten into a gunfight with the Orange somewhere. There's a lot of police patrolling around this area. They might be employed, or they might just be focusing over on this area. I could be buying more businesses than what I am, like some larger commercial enterprises. I haven't bought that many things except for me to set up my offices. In part because I'm making so much money, I'm not that worried. I know, Jamoni, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad, Leonardo, I'm glad. And I read you, Erdenshire, I read you. That was a special experience. It could definitely be easier to do on Beam, but damn was that taxing. We have my gang members scattered around Orange's territory, fleeing from one thing or another. Just want you guys to find this damn base. Cause you know it, that I'm all about that base, I think this is my security squad here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Like, the only reason I could think of those folks being out there was to go to the employment exchange to recruit. I think I lost an entire security team there. As it turns out, that pincer flank attack by the police was more than good enough to handle my capable security team. I don't think it was the full one of them either, anyway. Especially because that's so close to City Hall, too. We must have gotten into a fight with members of Orange's gang, which of course attract all the police. We'll see how it looks later. This poor man here, Troy Eagle, running for his death. But that's why I have spares to be in the security squad. Always gotta have a backup plan, especially when you're as rich as I am in this game. You can afford to have backup plans. I think after this week, I'm gonna step away from the computer a little bit to get a drink. I have spoken with some vigor this broadcast, and as noted, I had some business to take care of before, which caused us to be a little late. Main rival would definitely be Orange, although Orange really isn't competing with me. Orange and Green are still on their internal struggle for like dominance and supremacy. I've eaten Blue, who was my main rival. I blew up their shit, and I've expanded mostly into their territory. But territory, again, doesn't really matter in this game. It might matter more on when you have, like, low economy settings. But even then, like, illegal businesses are so much more profitable compared to protection money. Like, my goodness. That, and sometimes people don't want to pay the protection money. It takes so many gangsters to collect protection money every week. You know, you might have people be like, no, I want it. And then like, oh, now I have to punish you. Like, it's just not fucking worth it. Just set up illegal businesses. Just raid things. Don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Question from Erdenshire to Lethal there. I certainly couldn't really answer that for you. I've looked a little bit at the stuff, and I've seen some cool things in action. Of course, I keep referring viewers and friends who are new to Beam to, like, here, look at this Uplay channel. This is your optimal example of interactivity controls at work really quick. It's almost like you can play Donkey Kong 64. Yeah, the income can fluctuate a little bit, of course, depending on, like, how many whorehouses there might be in the city. Like, New Temperance has a support limit. It can certainly do, like, maybe, like, 2 or 3 casinos max across the entire city, but it's far easier for it to support, you know, whorehouses and prize fight rings, and obviously the moonshine still ain't directly making me money. The same is true for the counterfeit press. Not directly making me money, but it's saving me money elsewhere. Some more fighting going on. Some folks are dead as I'm just continuing to lurk around this area. I'm pretty damn confident Orange's office is... well, it has to be behind a tenement block. Somewhere in that vicinity, damn it. The holes in territory just end up being folks that have... like, they might have been in my territory at one point, but I haven't visited them in some time to collect protection money, and so they're like, it doesn't really matter. Or there could be folks who just refuse to join the extortion, and I don't care enough to correct them, because I don't give that much of a damn about territory. I only care about squealers. Squealers just set, like, the game manual. The tutorial teaches you this. The final part of the tutorial is bombing a squealer. The game teaches you, squealers track you out to the police, and it causes them to pay more attention to the gang members who are responsible for that crime, and to you. And that's not okay. So yeah, I'll tolerate a lot of shit in this game, but not squealing. We still haven't exactly found that base. At the start of this next week, I'll pay close attention to where cars are aligned. See if we can pinpoint this down for sure. Orange, for whatever reason, has been able to have so many damn blocks of territory, but of course that really hasn't been contributing to the immense power. We have patience. There's no time limit. We got all the time in the world. Assets, we've lost some money due to our purchases and to events. Territory controlled, where we've lost a little bit. Oh well. Manpower-wise, we're still looking pretty good. Gang loyalty, yep. Crimes, we did a few last week. suspicion, we're fine. Busy areas, I've just been near the labor exchange, and then up here, where I've had folks just looking and crawling around. Considering where all these deaths have happened, I think it's reasonable to say, though, the tenement block that's holding that headquarters has to be along this road, damn it. I guess it's not, like, mandated, I just swear it is. Suspicion is in part an FBI gauge. They will raid you if they think like if your suspicion's high enough for a sustained period of time. Like when we exposed Blue's headquarters before I just outright eliminated Blue, they had pretty high suspicion. Like, what's going on there, guys? It's a little suspicious to me. I should be doing some more donations, but let me go ahead and save the game. And as I noted, I'm going to step away from the computer. I'm going to take a break. I think I'm actually going to break the local recording for YouTube. A nice courtesy. I don't think I'll be gone that long. 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to get a beverage, and when we come back, we'll continue to hunker down, playing more Gangsters Organized Crime.